And if you've been here since we've started our technical class for the new curriculum SFA strategy that we've been doing, drop 2 in the comment section if you've been following us and you've been understanding everything we've been doing up till now. Drop 2. If you can hear me audibly, drop 1. If you've been following up and you understood all the topics that we treated, drop 2 in the comment section, please. Okay, Mr. Anastasia, drop 2. The Kobo, the Kilawari, 1 and 2. Okay, that's nice. We also have Ijeoma Ann, 1. Okay, clear and audible. Yeah. And we have Uzuamaka Stella, also said 1, dropped 1. Okay. 2, Joe Felix. Actually, yeah, I remember this name very well. So where is always present, and Mr. Nseze. Yeah. Okay. So tonight we also have my co-host for the evening, which is Mr. Abdullah, a technical analyst and a tutor, a member and a leader in this group. So we'll be presenting together. Leader Abdullah, since we're having our entry models, right? We've taught all the topics in the curriculum, and our last topic is our entry models. And I believe this is a simple topic, but then it just needs a little bit of explanation. You get all the, so we'll be briefing all the concept that we've talked about. So we'll be coupling everything up, and then we'll be showing you entry models and different entry models while we define different order blocks and the entry you could use to pick a trade. So we'll be coupling everything. We'll be learning up to date to give you the topic for tonight. So I will leave the floor for Mr. Abdullah to actually give us the definition and brief to us what we've been doing up to now and give us some entry models, and then I'll be concluding the class. So, Mr. Abdullah, the floor is yours, please.
Yeah, good evening, everyone. Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear
Good
you.
evening. Yeah.
Amen.
Okay. Actually, good evening. Sorry, good evening, everyone. Good evening, leaders in the house. Good evening, Mr. Abdullah, the host. Good evening, all ReaQ team, and good evening, all the community members of ReaQ. Thank you very much. So, actually, the topic tonight, I just saw the topic some minutes ago because I was very, very fixed off today. So I have class to do. Because I didn't attend the last class. I forgot because there is rain. So, but anyway, all is still fine. So the topic tonight is entry model. But like Leader Bella has said actually, like it is just that everything that you have been taught, everything, that is the entry model. Because if you don't understand a single thing from the topic that has been explained before, that means that you cannot like your chance of taking trade is very, very low. So that is why we said that if as you are taking this class that you just have to focus, you have to learn, and as well on your own time, you also have to go and practice, do some extra research and gather more knowledge, because everything that has been taught here, to be candid, if it were to people that want to just teach you outside, that want to pay to, some of them will not take you through this journey like this. They will first take you to through some like useless topic that doesn't really move the market. So, but as this program has been scheduled, like they really go into the right thing that you just need to know so that you can take a trade on your own. So that was why I said that everything that has been taught in this class is very, very vital. If you don't understand any of the topic, it will just better you just go back and watch the recorded sessions, because if you don't know any of it, from the candlestick to the FVG or the imbalance to the market structure, or this break of structure, change of character, to the liquidity session, all these things that has been taught before, to be candid, if you do not understand them properly, you cannot like you are not good to go. So you just have to go back there and do some stuff because each and individual of these things will be applied before you can take entry. The thing is just that right now, if you are just to say, okay, oh, let us talk about how to take entries, that means that we just come here to combine this knowledge that we have taught before. We now make it all into one. That is entry model. Because before you can trade, you have to look at the candle that is forming. You have to have your market structure. You have to mark it out. You have to look for your maybe the liquidity, your imbalance as well, and you have to look for the other block. So all this thing has been taught. That's why I said that. To be candid, if you don't understand any of this thing, any of this topic, you just can't finish this class like this because the sole aim of every trader is to know where to enter the market, and that is the entry model. So you just have to understand. So he has taught us all the entry models that we need. We just, like you said, we just have to just accumulate everything together tonight and make it like it's just like a summary of everything that you have been doing. And that is the entry model to be candid to me. So because there are a lot of every type of traders, and they only have when every one of them have their own type of entry model. You understand? But based on what we are being taught in this class, that is an entry like how the market makers, how they take their entries. Like if you really understand it, you are very, very good because you think like the market makers. Ganga. So that is just it. So now I would just say that maybe I would like to maybe to just be like an interactive class before. Maybe I will try to share my screen just to do some little things, but there's not so much to teach in entry model because it's what I have been teaching before that we will just also check on again. So maybe please in the chat box, if you really understand all the topics very, very well, like from the beginning to the end, please can you just try and type maybe just two for me, please? Let me just see how many people really understood what you have been doing so far. Please type two. I'm checking the chat box now. Please type two. Let me see. Wow, Mr. Ezekiel Osinogatu, that's good. Any other person? Any other person to give me two? Or is it only one person that understood everything? Wow, that's good, Mr. Ernest Easy. That's good, that's good. Yeah, so I believe if most of us here we really, really have gone through the classes again, we will have understand all this entry model properly. So, but now let us just go straight to the point. So when we talk about entry model, like the sole aim, like I said, the sole aim of all traders is to have a proper entry model. And that is what we call this your strategy. Because it's your strategy that will tell you that fine, this is where I have to take my trade. Now we have to teach you how to look for okay, this candle. Let's say now this candle has formed, that's your one. Okay, now we have a market structure, it has broken structure upward. That means that you have a break of structure, that's your number two. You now see that okay, fine, this market now give us a liquidity as you have been taught, fine, this is good. You now feel like since I give my liquidity, price must take out my liquidity, then to touch my order block. So then now, price now come down to touch your order block. All these things you have been teaching you are now confident that, wow, this is good for me to go. So that is the entry model for you. So now, if you are now looking at, I've learned a strategy, I've know how to take a trade, but the main thing is, it is when you click that, when you click that buy button, because now we are dealing with sports. When you click that buy button, that is when you now start feeling like, with this my trade go well, but that is still cool. We are dealing with sports markets. So that is the main thing I want to do. As a sports trader, you want to know where to click that buy button. So if you now look at everything that we have been teaching now, you now try to accumulate them together. So tonight, I will not, when I share my screen, I will not be going through market reconstruction. I will just try to show you everything. Maybe I'll just use some past trade that I have so that I'll just use to explain so that I won't take much of our time. That's why if you don't understand the reconstruction, this thing, just try and check them again. Did you understand? You have to go and look back and understand all this thing again. So Now, as I'm seeing about the entry model now, so you now as an SMC trader, that is like an entry, like a strategy for you, and it is your empty entry model. That means you are taking your trade based on SMC strategy. And like I said, this is still one of the best strategy that people are using in the market right now. So I'm not saying it is the best. I'm saying it is one of the best. So because I don't condemn anybody's strategy, just do what works for you. So tonight now like that, I will now try to show you some past because on the norms, me like this, I trade sports and I trade this thing, I trade futures. So but so that you can understand properly, let me try and share my screen now so that I won't take much of our time so that Leader Bella can take over and wrap it up. So let me try and share screen now. I'm coming. Screen. Okay. Share. I'm coming, please. Okay. Please, if you can see my screen, please can just type maybe one so I can know that you can see my screen. Please, do you see my screen now? Yeah, I'm sharing my screen now. Please just type one if you can see my screen. Okay, thank you very much. Thank you. I'm seeing somebody typing one. Mr. Nurud, Mr. Nadom, Mr. Okay, the ocean. Okay, fine. So let's okay, let's try and check some of the entry model now. So I'll just try and combine. Where is this thing? Yeah. Okay, now. So as I was saying, I think this trade should be on. Let me check. Okay. So one thing about you can see this is like still USDT, but this is perpetual actually. I think this trade was yesterday night till this morning now. So if you look at this trade now, you first feel like okay, where is the market going? Like you said, first know the bias of the market. Let me come to higher time frame. Like let's see one now. You can see that this market now is on uptrend. You do see now. Actually, I've been on this trade for a very long time, like 2 weeks now. Can see the trade is still running like that. So this is for our scores. I took this trade from here. You can see that it is still running. So, but let's use this example so that I won't take much of our time. This is just like a scalping trade. Look at where is the market going? The market now is what it is is in an uptrend. So when market is in uptrend, like you said that you will be looking for what? Break of structure, then you want to trade towards the direction of the market. So all these are your entry model. First thing is that you have to confirm, look for where is the market going, direction of the market. So now market is on uptrend. What did they teach you? It teach you that once market is in uptrend, you have to do what? You have to know your trend. So now we are in uptrend. That is our first thing. After the Japanese can do that, we thought, I think that should be the next thing, like structure because structure of character that time. So that is where structure comes in. First, I look at where is the market going. The market is in an uptrend. Fine. That tells me that I have to look for what? I have to look for a buy setup. Do you understand? But this is crypto at times. We do what we like, you have to refine markets down to some lower time frame. So because it's different from forex trading. So now we are dealing with sports. This is crypto. So you have to refine trade to lower time frame. So now look at here like this. This market is now is
Mr.
now
Abdullah,
on
Mr. Abdullah, your network is breaking. Mr. Abdullah, your network is
it's
breaking.
now love trend. So that's my first thing. Second, yeah, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Try
sorry,
again.
can you hear me? Can you hear me properly
Yeah, I
now?
can hear you.
Can you hear me
Yeah.
now? Okay. Okay, sorry, I can see it's breaking. Okay, let me continue. Okay. So now, when the market is in uptrend, initially, what I did here is that like this now, I first check this market strategy is an uptrend. I now do what? I mark out my break of structure. It thought all this thing. You can see here a break of structure. This is a break of structure here. You can see here it broke structure here. Let me make this thing thick so that it can show properly. So it broke structure here. It also does what again? Broke structure here again. Did you see now? This is another break of structure here, an uptrend. Then I have to look forward. I have to look for a POI, like it teaches like an order block. I have to look for another block. Then if I zoom out this candle like this, you see that. Are you hearing me now? So you see that there is a see this candle here. See this candle here. Can I mark it out? You can see something here. There is an order block here. And I can remember that you saw another block here. I remember that this leader Abiola told us that when we see like a 3 consecutive candle, like a Marabozu candle, that has an FVG, like an FVG imbalance or so. So it taught us this thing as can you see an imbalance here? This is an FVG. Can you see it here? So all these things that we have been teaching you, they are very, very useful. It's not that it's not that maybe this class is just organized without any proper planning. You can see FVG here. Then what do I now do next? Look for my inducements. See here, look for my liquidity. Here now, I can see a liquidity here. Do you see here? This is a liquidity zone. I use $sign as my liquidity. So this is the liquidity zone. Do you see now? Let me put it as center so that you can see properly. So this is a liquidity. What did I do next? Then I use this candle, this other block. I use it. Here is another flow. I use it as my what? As my POI. You can see now I mark out my POI. Let me write it here. POI. Let me put it here right. Bottom. You can see my POI here now. So this is my POI. I use that place as my POI because that is this candle here. I can see everything that I have been teaching you in this class. Everything is here. You can see the break of structure. You can see a very bullish move. Are you getting my points? So you can see a break of structure here, another break of structure here. You can see a very bullish move here. You can see this 3 candlestick that Mr. Abiola taught us that day. You can see an FVG here, like imbalance, the space here. You can see, and this is the liquidity. So what do? I don't jump into this trade immediately. I do what? I mark out this my candlestick because I've seen like a candle here. Okay. So I've seen a candle around here. Let me plug in my power bank. So I've seen a candle over that place. Then other block. Then this candle here. So this candle here tell me that what I want to take, I can look at this candle. You can see this black candle here. You can see I can look at this candle to do what? To take my trade. Then I now do what? I stay patient. I only mark out this my setup. Did you see? I mark out this my setup. But what I did not take that trade immediately. I wait for price to come and do what? To come and take out this inducement. This liquidity. Let me call it liquidity. This liquidity here. I wait for price to come and do to come and take it out. Consider when price took out this liquidity and it's go up, I did not panic. It still come back and tap this thing. At times it might not come back. So you now as a spot trader now, all these things that we teach you, you can still use it outside the spot trading. If it is just to take it the spot trading, I would have tell him that please let us just take them ordinary market structure. When market based structure, let them buy. But the team felt like you need more than this. So all this knowledge, you cannot gain it free anyway. Market now take out this liquidity. It now tapped into my POI. Then what do you see? It moved up. Do you see now? So if I'm taking this trade on spot, can you see this is like, can you see that it's like 1 to 6? But so that is it. You can see like 7.5% up. So this is like how you can take your entry. So if I tell you that maybe if you want to take your entry, there are some other things, though this is just what entails in you becoming a trader. And everything that I explain here, none of that, we have not teach you in this class. None of it. So that you can see that things that has been taught in this class, they are useful. Like see now, see market now. Market is giving us what? It's giving us a break of structure downward. Break of structure downward. It continues like that. Will you be buying in this scenario? No, you won't be buying. You can see another break of structure. In this scenario, you won't be buying. You'll be doing what? You'll be looking for sale. And if you like, as a spot trader, you won't be selling because you are only looking to buy. You understand? See, like here now, there we have change of character, all these things. Everything that has been taught in this class, they're all useful. So like right now, you as a sports trader, that you want to set your parameter for ReactQ, what will you be doing? You'll be looking for a place that this is a sell, a sell, a sell. Then we do for what? Please, can someone, if like now, I want to buy, like I want to buy on my spot now, this you now, like the chat, what will I be looking for before I take this and before I enter my buy? Please, can someone just type it? Everything has been taught in this class. Please, I want to see maybe if you understand. Please just give me an answer. If you want to look for a buy, please leave time frame alone. No, you are taking spots. So please, can you hear me, Leader Abiola?
Yeah, I can hear you. So
Please now. Okay, so this trade is on downtrend. So I want to take my as a spot trade, I want to buy, right? Please, I need an answer before I can consider a buy trade in this seal now. Please, what will I first of all see before I can consider to buy as a spot trader that we are? Please, I want to see answer. I'm not seeing answer. I'm not seeing answer. This thing will pay me if I do not get correct answer tonight. To pay me. No answer.
Mr. Andy Peters. Mr. Andy Peters says is new here. So are you an active member? Do you have an activated bot, or you are just joining the business and your first time of ascending? So for our members, right? This question is actually for you.
Please, I need answer. Please. This thing will pay me if I do not get correct answer. Like I can cry.
Okay.
I can cry because this thing will pay me. Please. It seems, it seems nobody understand this thing I'm
For
saying.
the
No.
direction of the trade. You
Huh.
have an answer from Mr. Ernest. So what was
I
the
have
question?
an. I said before, like this trade now, this like SU, I want to buy as a spot trader that I am. I want to buy SU, but I can see that SU is on downtrend, like it's breaking structure downward, base structure downward. Before I can consider to buy, to set up my boat for a buy trade on this SU, what will I see first? The first answer I got, actually, I won't lie to you. Check for direction of the trade. All these things are not the correct answer. Double bottom, not really that. Like it's simple answer, but I won't say if I did not see it now. I'll just say the answer because network is cracking. Break of structure
Broke.
upward. Thank you very much. Break of structure upward, like a change of character. Thank you very, very. Who is that person? Thank you very, very much. I really appreciate. Break of structure upward. Hadn't been he said that Leader OBU, wow, hadn't been he said that break of structure, I wouldn't have considered that answer. But he said break of structure upward. That's what you want to see. You want to see a change of character. That is the first thing you want to see. You want to see what? A change of character. You want to see a change of character. That's just it. A change of character. You want to see it. Do you understand? Even to confirm this thing properly, so we won't be here because this is the last loop. So you want to see a change of character properly. That is the correct answer. When you now see a change of character, I said that, like we taught you that when trend is going on either uptrend or downtrend, the first thing you want to see as the market change in bias is what is the change of character. When you now see a change of character, then you now start looking for all these things, all this, and your POI, your liquidity, your inducements. You now start looking for all those stuff. Do you understand? These are entry models. These are how you enter your trade because all this will give you a proper conference. I don't know, maybe I have another trade setup here. Let me just check. So all these things are what you need. I don't really have to go much into different type of trade safe. Only one setup, only one trade will tell me what you need. I don't know. Can say this one night break of story. Can it a stop loss? So, but anyhow, sure. I think I have some trades here. So what you have to see is what you have to see a break of structure. So all these things they are not hard at all. They are not hard. So it is when you understand what we teach you, when you understand it properly, that is when you can take trade. That all those things are your entry model. Because what market is going, I think I'll just use that one trade. Don't let me switch back so that you can
I
understand
don't.
properly.
I
USDT.
see. I see. Maybe this is like a question or a comment. Someone say,
Okay.
"Host, please. I'm hearing Mr. Abiola. It's not Mr. It's not Mr. Abiola that teaches. So I don't understand. What do you mean, please, Mr. Ezekiel Osinogwa? I don't know what you're saying.
Leader Abiola, don't worry about questions. We'll take questions after the presentation.
Okay, so now somebody say, how do you confirm that a trade has changed character, sir? Like you have explained all these things before now. We told you that one, let me just use it. I think this trade is very, very perfect for our class tonight. So, like you are seeing a break of structure. See, you are seeing a break of structure, change of character here. Okay, now fine, this is good. Let me just use this one. You can see that here now, this is an uptrend, right? This trade here is an uptrend. You can see that from here. Market is coming up, Abby is coming up. But what do you see here? Market does what? See, let's say like for this trade, this is the last, let's say this is the last this thing. Like a strong a low like that, you understand? So what did you see? Market broke it. Market broke it. That tells you what? It has changed character. Then from what do you see from here? It started giving us what? Break of structure downward. Break of structure downward. If it continues like this, you will see something like this. You will still see break of structure downward. Like all this thing has been explained, you can see here, downward. When you now see that markets now do what? From it, this is our last swing low. I mean, this is our last low. Like all this thing has been explained, please try and go back to the class. This is our last low here, Abi. When you now see something like markets now come like this, it now does something from here. It's now come up here. It take out this thing. It close the candle. Then you now start looking at that. This thing has changed character. You now start looking for what? All this our other block, all this our either the FVG, your liquidity. You now start looking for it. You now do like this is your liquidity. You now do something like this. It might just come like this. So this is just like an entry model. So then you see what? You see market does what? It start going up. What did I see here? I've seen a change of character here. So now for you to ask the question, I understand now. I've seen the change of character here. This is our entry model. You understand? The change of character, I've seen it here. Abi, you have seen your liquidity as Leader Abiola taught us that day. You have seen your liquidity. Do you see now? Market has taken it out. Then, as the spot trader, I'll be looking for what? I'll be looking for my POI here, like maybe an order block, all this stuff. I'll be looking for it here. Then when you see a good order block here, what will you do? You buy. Then you set up your this thing. Don't be fear. Don't be scared. You are trading sports. You just have to invest what you can still hold with your body if market goes wrong. You are not doing anything. Then you start or you buy. This is the entry model as an SMC trader. So this is how you know that market has changed. Market has changed character. Sorry, a call came in. I've dropped it. Can you hear me now? Hello?
Yeah. Okay.
Okay, now so you can see that we have a change of course. Please don't mind my drawing, I beg. I'm using phone. So don't mind my drawing. Because I won't let even this thing came to me this night somehow, but no
Yeah,
matter
go
how
ahead, leader.
I
It's actually not an issue, you know.
okay, so now you can see a change of character. This tells you that now I want to set up my boat. From here like this, I'll be feeling like, let me, from here like this, I'll be feeling like I've seen something like this. Now I can go to my trading boat. I can now come here, look for a strong order block here. If I've seen the other block, I'll be waiting for what? Liquidity to come out. You understand? If you want to place a very safe trade, spot trade, then you now feel like, wow, you can now go and set your trading boot here like this. Okay, when it gets to set, you set your entry here, you set your take profit percentage, You set everything. You don't have to be bothered about this loss because you are on sports. Actually, they say that if you want to take trade, you can just try and this year. But if you understand this thing that we have taught you properly, trust me, all this your sport trade, you just feel like you are just taking trade without losing anything. Like you hardly see that my money is going downward because you are trading sport like you are trading futures. Like you understand it properly. So you be from here now, market now commits triggers. You just see like now, I put my $500 here now on spot trade. Market does what? Does like maybe 30%. It's moved. You see your money ASAP. You understand? So you're even very, very safe. You are safer than people trading futures because your money is safe. All this stop loss doesn't concern you. Hope you are getting the entry model I'm teaching now. So see what I explained there is what I used to take this trade. Can you see now? So to me, nothing much more than okay. If you understand what I've been teaching you these days, you can even trade futures, but I'm not saying you can trade futures, please, because you have futures have a lot of things. So your psychology, everything must be there. So you lose rules. So that's it. So we are dealing with sports here. Let us face our sports so that you'll be rest assured that my psychology is fine. Trading is for children. So can you see now? I'm not from here. Now, if I want to take this, I'll now be looking for okay, break of structure. But from where market is here, I will not be buying from here. I'll first see a change of character before I buy. You can see, let me click. You can see that this candlestick here is now showing like a selling pressure now. So all these things are very, very useful because as you use this Japanese, you can see that from here in this stage, I use my what? I use my candlestick to pick my COI. I did my market structure, because structure, that is number two. We taught you all this thing. Then I use what? I see my liquidity, we taught you everything. I see my FVG here. You understand my imbalance, it is there. Then what next? I also to take my trade, then I set my what? I set my entry. So if I'm taking this trade now on spot like this, you can see that I will not even like I'm not even panic. If I put $1,000 say like this, I will just feel like, this trade is short, so just go. I've seen my money ASAP every day. You just put your profit. Profit is here. So and you're taking sports, you have guy. Oh, you get it now. So please, if I'll just say that if you don't understand all this thing properly, let me just try and just draw something again. So that I can just I want to refresh because please I don't want to take much of our time so that Leader Abiola can take over. I'll just try to refresh our memory small like that. So I'll try to refresh our memory. I think that will help us as well tonight. So let me just try and refresh our memory small based on this our entry model. So because I'm using chat like that, you can see that now I have to go to 3 minute time frame because before I can show you my entry. So at times in my 15 minute time frame that will be my entry. So it depends. So that one will be somehow stressful for you. But let's just use this chat for the sake of the class. But trust me, if you understand this thing properly, forget it. You are good to go to trade in RealQ. You just be like boss of RealQ. Trust me, like boss. If you tell RealQ team that I beg you stop sharing signal for us. Let me surprise signal. So all this thing now. So now you can see that, see, this is our entry model. Let me show you like this. See now, from here, you can see our break of structure. So I'll just use this to wrap up my class because I'm seeing that time is going. You can see a break of structure. You can see another break of structure. This is telling you that what market is going in an uptrend. This is first thing you understand. It's going in an uptrend. So break of structure, you can see that I'm fine. We're in an uptrend. If I want to take this trade continuation, what will I look for? From here like this, after this break of structure, let me use this one. After this break of structure like this, I want to see what I want to see an inducement, you understand, like this, an inducement like this. So let me just mark it like for you like that. So all these things are so you can see now this is like an inducement for you, a liquidity. Let me like my order block. Let me use the term that we used to teach you. My order block is here. You can see here now. What you now do, you just set your this thing, your position to, you just buy. This is crypto, this is sports. You can even see, but seriously, I do have that if you are trading, like have a target. You can see like I can just target this last this high now, and just target this one. Can see this
Your network is
here now, this
actually
concession.
breaking, Mr. Abdullah.
I'll just target it. So if you check this trade as well, fine, thank God. See, see. Now,
Your network is breaking, Mr. Abdullah. Your network is
see,
breaking.
can you hear me now?
Yeah, yeah.
Am I audible now?
Yeah, yeah.
Hello?
Yeah, yeah, I can hear you now.
Okay, okay. Can anyone hear me now?
Yeah, I can hear you. You can go ahead.
So thank you. I will sort up. Do you see what it comes? I mean, okay. Let us go and check Bitcoin. Let us check BTC, USDT, BTC, USDT. Sorry, please. Let us check BTC. This is Bitcoin. Okay, fine. See, can you see this is Bitcoin now? This Bitcoin trade. Let me show you the other thing here. You can see here now that I mark my what? I mark my block of structure. This is Bitcoin. You can see my block of structure here. Block of structure. You can see my liquidity. Do you see my liquidity? Liquidity is here. Let me use this too. You can see now, I first mark my block of structure is here. Block of structure is here. Then what I look for liquidity. Liquidity is here. Can you see now? Then what did I do? I have my order block. You can say I mark 30-minute order block. Is here. 30 order block is here. Then I set it like that. Then what do you see? Markets come back to take out my liquidity. Then it does what? It booms. It come here. It comes off. Do you see now? So it does what? It comes off. But now, see, I target this last high. I didn't mean that in this trade, I did not target this last high. Like, I felt like, okay, market should come up like this. You can see how the market now come back, almost back to my entry. Do you see now? So you have to have a target. So don't be too greedy, because once market touch the last high, anything might happen. It might break, it might not break. So you can see that as it touch the last high, it does what? It comes down here. So that's just the entry model, sha. So leader Abiola, I think you can take over the class now. Like, my battery is the power bank has off. So think
Yeah,
I'll be
that
handing over
was
to you here. You
yeah,
understand?
that was actually great. I mean, you actually touched everything that you were supposed to touch tonight, and I can even see your battery also is almost off. I mean, that was amazing.
Yeah.
Uh, Everybody here in the class, and I believe a lot of us have learned a lot from the topic Mr. Abdullah have taught us so far, which is our entry models. For the person who says he has a question, Mr. Ernest, please, you can ask your question before I just wrap up, because we don't have that much time. We just have a few minutes. You can ask your question, and I believe Mr. Abdullah will be here to answer your question.
Okay, good evening. Can you hear me?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
All right. Mr. Abdullah, thank you very much for the for the wonderful presentation. Sorry, my question before your battery goes off is, if in a case whereby there is a break of structure, or it is a fake break of structure, how will you know that it's a fake break of structure and it's actually a real break of structure? So that's why I was asking, how do you confirm that change of character? You understand? How do you
Yeah.
confirm change of character? Yes.
Can you hear me now? Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you guys.
Okay, so if my battery goes off, you can see that when I do the charts, I told you that when the price broke maybe your last swing and higher high and lower high, or lower low, you understand? Or higher low, right? Rather. So, but the thing is that, see that line I mark as my change of character. Please, when your candle closes above where you marked the last swing low, when your candle closes above, that's where you can confirm a proper break of character, a proper change of character. But if the candle doesn't close above, please, that is not fully valid. Just wait for the candle to close, because if the candle doesn't close above, it's telling that that low, that place you mark is still strong. So markets can come back and give you another break of structure downward or upward. So to cover your change of character, a candle, candle must close above that line that you marked. So please be aware of that. Your candle must close. Without the candle close, that low can still be a very strong low. So that's how you will know how that this market has changed. Let your candle close, like a candle or two candle, let it close properly. So don't look for, if it's just a week, we call it sweep. It might not be right. So please just let your candle close above. That's please you mark as change of character. Do you understand the question and the answer properly? You get it right.
Yeah. Thank you so much.
Yeah, that was amazing. Thank you very much, Mr. Abdullah. So, to summarize everything that we've been saying, so for you to have your entry models, you have to actually meet all your confluences, which is your FVG or imbalance. You also have to have multiple break of structure to the upside if in the case of an uptrend. So in our case, we'll always be looking for entry to the upside, and then when we want to also place our trade, we know that we want to be placing our trade from our order block. So we to have a valid order block, we know what we have to see. We have to see our institutional candles, which is always found when we have our three Marabusu candles. Where we are able to spot our FVG or our imbalance. So we know that smart money has joined the market. So we see that we have multiple examples from our leader Abdullah, who gave us all the conferences, and we said, and he also talked about change of character, which is a very valid topic. We also spoke about in our previous sections, and he did justice again to like explain everything. So to have a in addition to what Mr. Abdullah talked about the change of character, so for you to have a valid change of character, you actually want to see a breakout. So with a candle, which with the body is closing outside the previous uh, outside your line that you drew from the recent high the market created. So if it's in the case of a downtrend, it will break downward, and you will see it close beneath it. The body, full body will close out. You can actually wait or go to a lower time frame to see clearly that there are multiple, because if it's in a higher time frame, for example, an hour time frame can create a candle that will break out and it will not break out fully. So to confirm if that candle actually broke out properly, you go to a lower time frame to see that it has actually because if you go like 15 minutes or 5 minutes, a 1 hour candle stick might form up to like 2 to 3 candles, so you can see that there's actually a break, right? So for you to have a proper entry as well, um you see all these confluences and you look for liquidity, right? You want to look for liquidity. It's very essential, and we have a full topic that talks about liquidity. So tonight, I wasn't expecting to really share my screen to show any, because Leader Abdullah actually showed us, and he even went ahead to give us multiple examples from SUI, and he also gave us example from BTC trader he was taking. So the best thing I think I could do, even though if I will be sharing my screen, is that of actually showing us how we can. But I don't have much time. But with this little time that I'm having, I could just show you something from our Royal Q app. So I could just do a coin, and I'll just open a coin, and then I'll show us what we can actually do if we were to enter a trade with a signal. So but I will show us from the chat of our Royal Q chat so we can see some. I just give us a brief example, but I know it won't be really uh, that's clear. But all our entry models are you to see all the confluences, which is your FVG, and then for you to have a clear FVG, you know that within your institutional candle, which is your three Marabosu candle, you will be able to get either imbalance or FVG, fair value gap, and you would also look for liquid. You look for liquidity, and you know that when liquidity is being taken, then high probability trade for you to get your orders taken at your order block that you are targeting. So combining all of this stuff, look at this trade right here. Opening BCH, and there's a clear, you can see from here. So let me just take a screenshot, and I just if you can see my screen, please type one in the chat box. Let me see. Okay. So I'm trying to show you so from this pair that we are seeing, this is actually our Royal Q interface, and you can see from here that I'm in my 4 hours time frame. So I'm also here. There are these indicators that we're having here, and we've been recommending for you to like use the MACD indicator. But in most cases, when you do your analysis, right, and you want to use your MACD actually has its own confluences built in it, within it. So depending on the time frame that you are trading with, it might not actually meet your target, right? And this is something I tend to want to talk about, but I've been doing a lot of research to see how this really can work and see if it can actually meet our target. But I don't want to confuse any of us, but just a clear example of what we can do, right? So we see a clear break of structure from this range. So don't mind my drawing. Let me just clean this. So I say we see a clear break of structure here. We see a clear break of structure, and we see that we have these three Marabusu candle here. In fact, you see 1, 2, and then 3, right? So we actually have this. We have this. You can see we have a candle here, huh? So if you can see, we have a clear this bearish candle that is here. It's a clear OB, our order block, right? POI, it's a point of interest. So when we say POI, we mean point of interest is still the same thing, yeah, where you are interested in that you want to take your trade from. So now you can actually have a buy order from here, and you can use this time frame to actually enter. But if you see this type of clear setup from your lower time frame, you want to take a trade, right? And then the next thing you would look for here is your FVG, which we see clearly here. This is actually an imbalance. You see, we have our imbalance right here. We have a clear imbalance around here. You can see from here that we have a clear imbalance, and the next thing market will do, and then we have also liquidity, because market has actually tried to come, even though it's not printing that much of liquidity, but it's a pullback, it's a clear pullback. You can see a clear liquidity from here. You can see a clear liquidity, right? And it's likely to induce to this area, so it will come and take and come directly to this our block around here. So we'll be placing and be waiting for, but this will be a very long trade. You wait for this trade for a bit. Why? But because here you just want to check your you want to check the trend in your higher time frame, which is this 4 hours. But if we go lower, we can still see it's a clear trade, right? It's a really great trade that you can take. And from here, even with your Royal Q interface, you can do a clear analysis. Once you are able to be able to spot trade, you can see it's a strong sell. So if you are placing your target, your trade, you have another block that you want to take here. You see, I said with this your barometer here also, you see this barometer, it's clearly indicating to you a strong sell, right? So if you are targeting your order from here, right, and you see there's a liquidity here, right? You can see clear liquidity, and you have your imbalance. Your institutional, they are pushing this market. They are actually manipulating this market, and it's definitely going to come and take care. So now, another thing I just showed you this. So the trick for you to like take this trade from here, you come here as if you want to take a trade here, right? And then here at your margin configuration, now, here is where the magic happens, depending on how much you want to use to take this trade. So let's say, for example, you want to do like a one shot or something. So now, depending on the targets that you have, you want to target the recent high the market created from your order block, right? So we said here we have. So let me go back here. So you see, if you were to be targeting the recent high market created, it will be here. It will be this recent high, and you'll be then looking for an order block and looking for all other confluences that we say your FVG. Then you mark out your order block, right? And you want to see liquidity as well. So those are the confluences you want to mark out that you want to see. So another thing, so my time has actually finished. We would continue this topic by next section, even though we finish this. But see what I'll just do quickly. So this spot, I'll just quickly round up here so that we can be able to get something really quick. BCH USDT. So let me go 1 hour, 4 hours. We said here we are having an uptrend, a clear uptrend, right? And the other block that we were talking about is actually here. So look at. So I'll come here and I'll just, but we wouldn't want to take this trade from a higher time frame. We want to use a lower frame that is lower than this. So you can see clearly that you have also your break of structure. So you can actually see from here that we have a clear break of structure to the upside. And if I was to be targeting the upside, if I was to be targeting the recent high, so I'll say this is my recent high, which is this. And where will be my liquidity? The liquidity will be here actually. So I can do my liquidity from here. So I see liquidity here from around here. It did the same thing, tap back. I can do this and just tap on this and just say, okay, use the dollar sign to get my liquidity in place. And now, where is my imbalance? My imbalance is sitting right there. You can see we said you want to see your clear Marabusu candle, which is this, right? Which is so do I have my brush? Look at, we have clearly, we see one Marabusu, 2 and 3. And we have, within the first and the last candle, the third candle, the first will be this bearish, and the second will be this Marabusu candle here, and this will be the third. So within will be here and here. So I hope I'm not actually so now it's very clear that we have our so if I take my arrow, I'll just point it here and I'll show us like this. And this is clearly an imbalance, because in that case, the candle that we see there is larger, right? The space within it is larger. So here we don't consider this as FVG, it's imbalance. And here we have our liquidity. So we want to just wait for price to induce to that level. So our target now will be the recent high. Sorry. So now you want to take your buy position, which you will place right here. And then you target here. So you see, clearly you will have a 19%. You understand? So you have a 19%, and what you'll be risking, even though market should be going. So you want to place your if here also, if you were to be targeting the low, say okay, I don't want to be in a floating loss. If you were to even go into a floating loss at all, what you'll be experiencing won't be more than 5%. Just that it's like a target that any trader I want to take, because I'm doing my analysis and I'm seeing all the confluences, even though this should go against me, the drop will not be more than 5%. You will never be in floating loss. But I really want to also call our attention to the fact that if you are using the MACD, I've actually tested it myself. It worked very well. But in most cases, when you use your MACD consecutively with most setups that you will use using SMC, because of the margin, right, the gap between the percentage target at times, it doesn't really mix. You understand? Because the confluence, depending on because if you go to for example, your Royal Q app, right, even with the MACD strategy, you also have time frame. It works with time frame. So anytime you want to use your MACD, if you are able to change your MACD settings to the higher time frame, high probability it might pick your trade, and then the range that you will have between your take profit, it might cover, but in most cases it won't. This is something I've tested myself. But yeah, just have this in mind. So if anybody has a question, so now I said the BCH trade. So for example, if I wanted to swing trade, right, I could use that setup, right, and I'll be targeting that whole percent ratio. But then there's something you can do, since you are targeting your target is what's it called? Your target is almost 13%. You don't need to necessarily do that whole percentage. So what you want to do now is take multiple profits, right? You want to split your profit ratio. In fact, with your margin configuration, you can do that. So now let's say, for example, here, what is the percentage you are targeting? This is almost a 20%, which is 19.21%. So now your take profit could be 2%, right? From your margin, your profit ratio. But if you buy multiple margins and you do this here, right? You buy different drops from this target here, right? You buy multiple drops and you calculate from here. So another strategy that I can teach us is that, okay, now you see from here, from this target, now from where this price is at, let's say you want to buy from here, all the way to your entry point, you can see it's 11.37%. So you want to do the calculation of margin drop of 11.3% to your entry. You understand? To your entry. So it's an entry model I studied myself and I said I was going to share with the community. Sorry that I'm taking more time, like 8 minutes now. But then this is something you can do. So this is something we do in the futures market and all of it, but it takes practice and a lot of time for you to know this. So you can now buy the dip. You buy your margins, you split 11.37%. So Leader George, I believe Leader George will be able to do justice to this, and Leader Osha and other leaders in the house. So they will show us if we were to drop any signal and it hasn't actually gotten to your entry point, you could do your margin drop from your margin configuration to this level. So since you are trading smart money, you know that this market is going to pump, right? And your target is 19%. So you buy the dip up to this level, and then now your boat will sell up to 20%. So which means you are planning to trade this trade with, I don't know, any amount you are planning. Just make sure you distribute that from your margin configuration downward. So now you could say, okay, this 11%, I want to split it to like maybe 4 margin, 3 margin, or 2 margins. So then, depending on your capital, to now target that percentage that you are targeting. So this is a higher time frame. It's not a good time frame to enter unless you are maybe you want to swing trade and all of it. So I hope we all get this. This was just for an illustration for this class, but it's actually valid. This setup is totally valid. So if you have any question, you can type in the chat box, and if not, we'll be ending the class because this section actually is the time has actually get close to when we will be leaving the class.
Thank you so much, Leader Abiola. Leader Additional is not here, but I'd like to thank him. I don't know if we can do this, like this particular one. You can touch that on that strategy next meeting.
Yeah, definitely.
All right, thank you. So do we have questions? So that we'll just take questions briefly and round up. Now, as for the people that are saying they are confused, I understand. All of us, even the presenters, the host, the co-host, they've been in your shoes before. When they got into the trading space, it was like further maths. But as you can see, they are doing presentations. So it's only normal that you are confused. Just make sure that you keep attending the classes, okay? If you miss it or anything, which, yeah, it can happen. It is being recorded. You can access the recordings. You can watch it. Okay, tomorrow we have our prospect meeting. Please make sure that you invite at least one person. Now, we have different topics for each day. If you want the timetable, we'll get the timetable across to you of our Zoom meeting. Today's one is technical analysis. We have new user orientation. We have for team building. We have meeting for team building. We have guest meeting. We also have the Royal Q Masterclass, where you understand margin configuration and how to use the robots. But this one today is technical analysis. Okay, so don't be confused. Tomorrow, like I said, we have our guest and prospect meeting. So please invite your people, to the Zoom tomorrow so they can come and learn, join us, and understand the business and get on board to start trading. And in cryptocurrency trading, the more people get on board, the merrier. That's just the truth. It involves liquidity. Like, you need a lot of people to come, and it's enjoyable when a lot of people are trading. That's when coins pump. Coins go crazy when a lot of people are actually trading cryptocurrency. So please let us invite. And tomorrow, all of us, if you come late, we'll sing for you. That's what we'll be doing now. Because it's like we like late coming. This is our team. Okay, so we'll be singing for you and be disgracing you. If you come late, we'll sing for you. I'll call out for you. Okay, so please let us try as much as possible to come earlier, right? So have an amazing night and we'll see you tomorrow. Same time, 8:30 p.m. All our Zoom meetings, Monday to Sundays, 8:30 p.m. You know, Abiola, you're sharing your screen. All our Zoom, 8:30 p.m. Mondays to Sunday, 8:30 p.m. every day. Thank you so much, everyone. And good night and God bless.
Good night.
Good night to everybody.
Good night.
Good night.
Good night.